For real, though.
Welcome to... Oh, wait. Ryan's supposed to do that.
Flinky,
Go ahead.
You're stealing my line.
Go ahead.
Oh, my gosh.
Welcome to Everyday Theology, an ecumenical space for students to discuss matters of faith and theology.
I'm your host, Connor Grubbs.
And I am your co-host, Ryan Mock.
And I'm your co-host, Johnny Grubbs.
And I'm Mac. And I looked over, and we look like the Brady Bunch on the screen over there.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. So
Muppets.
There's a lot of topics to cover today. I think I'm going to start with the revival that's going on. Although some people, as we'll get into, don't like using that term at Asbury University. So basically, last Wednesday, which with the time of us recording this would be last Wednesday, is February 8th. They started a chapel service like they normally do on Wednesdays, and it just kept going. And it's still going right now. So it's been over a week of nonstop worship and prayer there in their chapel. And people are traveling all across the country to go check this out. It's been covered by secular news outlets. It's getting a lot of attention. And something similar to this happened at the same college, actually, in the 1970s. And so it's kind of interesting to see this circling back around in the same spot. But there's been a lot of criticism about it. Some people are saying this isn't revival. It's just worship. This is what young evangelicals do. Like, whatever. They don't normally choose to stay there for a week and a half straight and just keep going. So I've been a part of worship and prayer movements where it's like, we're going to do a 24-hour tent, or we're going to do like 3 days of nonstop prayer and worship. And that's cool, but like it's planned. This is totally organic. This just, they're just like, they want to keep going. Like, and so there's something really cool about that. Another criticism I've seen that I just want to like nip in the butt right now because it's just stupid is people are like, they're not real Christians because they're allowing this person and this person and this person to go. There's a bunch of teachers that some people consider false prophets or false teachers that are like going on their Instagram like, I'm going to Asbury Revival for the next 2 days. Anybody can go. The chapel's open to the public. So just because somebody that you don't agree with is going doesn't mean the university's not going to ban them. If anything, they want people who don't agree with them to come and experience what's happening. So that's a silly criticism.
Another criticism I saw more from like the left side of the Christian spectrum, and I saw this on Twitter a few times, is that true revival is we're going out to the poor and the orphans and whatnot. And if you're not doing social justice activities, then that's not really a revival. I don't think that's fair either. Talking about this particular situation, I've heard plenty of stories already from the revival, and I've seen on Twitter and stuff. Like, this is like genuine, like people, their hearts are changing. And the other thing too to keep in mind is that sometimes you don't see the effects of a revival until years down the road. You don't know whose hearts have been changed and what they're going to do years down the road, whether socially or for the gospel or whatever. So I just don't think it's a fair criticism too. I don't know if you all have heard that either, but that's what I've seen too.
Yeah, well, I agree with that statement about the fact that, we don't know what the effects are going to be, but we can guess that this is going to mark these students for life. This is a pretty amazing thing. It's something that they're going to remember forever. And that movement of God in their life, I imagine would inspire them to do things. Now, not everybody's going to go out and become a social justice warrior, but I have to imagine that with so many kids and so many people coming from all over, some of those people are probably going to be inspired by this moment. And that's going to lead them to do some of these things that the left may say should be happening right now.
The other thing that kind of crossed through my mind about all of this is Asbury, from my understanding, Asbury Theological Seminary has Methodist roots. I don't know, is it affiliated with the United Methodist Church currently? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know if it does today, but I know I do believe it has Methodist roots. So I know, like, I don't really follow charismatic movements at all because I'm not a charismatic. I'm not a Pentecostal. And so I don't know what kind of revivals they do, but it seems to me like this is the first like revival in like this situation seems to me to be like the first big revival in a mainline or evangelical stream in since the advent of social media and the internet. You said their last revival was in the 1970s. So this is very interesting to watch out to watch because it's all happening in real time. And as they're worshiping and they're doing their revival, everybody at the same time is giving their opinion on it. And it's just, to me, that's just something that's never happened before.
Yeah, that is a unique precedent because I stumbled across it in Instagram Reels, and I was like, I don't know, it's kind of sus, and I'm like, we talked about that, there's some Pentecostal movements and some particular organizations that had these things where, kids would be almost made to worship for these long periods of time, and it wasn't healthy. Like people weren't eating, and it was just so. When I saw that, I'm like, is this being done right? And then Connor and I talked about it, and the faculty has come around. They've been really helped them create a way of doing this that's still organic and allows the Spirit to move, but is also sensible. And so, and then also, I would say too that I stumbled across Reels again, and I've stumbled across social media, and I don't know, it's starting to really touch my heart. And that's another thing, not just people giving their opinion about it in real time, but literally, we don't have to be there right now to be touched by it. So, like, the nation literally could be touched by this through the advent of social media. So that's interesting, too.
Yeah. And here we are giving our opinions on it, but I like what I like what Ed Stetzer said, too, is like, these students don't need your opinions right now. Like, just let what's happening happen, and we'll see what the results are. And so it is interesting that it's kind of happening under a microscope, but also, another criticism I've seen. Okay, so Lee University, Cedarville University. There's been some other colleges that are now doing the same thing, and some people are like, "Yeah, that's fake." I can understand being skeptical of that because it's like seems like they're just trying to copy what's happening. Asbury, but it could be a good thing too to see what's happening and be like, you know what, we need that here too.
Well, if they're truly inspired by what's going on at Asbury, then that's.
But I have I guess what I'm saying is that could be a good thing what's happening there, but also there's more reason to be skeptical of that than what was happening at Asbury because they didn't have any precedent to do it. It just happened organically. And yes, one of the biggest things about this that I think is going to be a key lesson for the church moving forward is they're letting students lead, but the students are also allowing the wisdom and oversight of the faculty and the professors and the older generation. And it's this really great, like, cross-generational thing that's happening. But it's requiring the humility of the older generation to let the younger generation lead, as well as the humility of the younger generation to not be like, no, we got this. They're actually, allowing that older generation to speak into it. And that's really what the church ought to look like, in everything that we're doing. So, Mac, have you seen any of these videos?
No, I haven't. Are they live streaming it?
I think they are somewhere.
Are they really?
Yeah. So
nationwide revival.
You should check it out. So, any other thoughts on that? I mean, I guess like the main point I wanted to make was like seems like it's probably going to be a good thing for a lot of people.
Yeah,
there's no reason to.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about it, but it sounds pretty cool.
I want to go there.
Yeah, everyday theology road trip.
You guys want to take a road trip?
Where's Salisbury again?
I don't know. I think it's in Pennsylvania. Maybe
it's Kentucky. And
also
it's a Wesleyan college.
Okay, so yeah, it has Methodist. Yeah, Methodists and Wesleyans are just kind of the same stream.
Yeah, pretty much the same stream, but they're not affiliated with United Methodist.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you guys think about the Asbury revival? You're probably going to tell me anyway, because I get lots of comments, and some of them are fun, and some of them are weird. Go ahead and comment, and like, and subscribe.
It's very entertaining.
You guys are great.
Below.
Engagement is good for us, so please, leave your comments.
Yeah. Did you guys somehow we got a flat Earth comment on the Jesus Revolution trailer reaction? They were like, look, it shows the moon landing in the trailer, and the nobody can land on the moon because we're in a firmament, and it started going into the whole thing.
Nice.
It's hilarious. I'm like, how does this turn into flat Earth? Okay, anyway.
Is the moon flat too?
Thank you for joining us.